way back up to the top.
Nice.
Yay! Wow, the most difficult way to do it.
Nice.
Yes!
Come on.
Come on.
Let's finish our session.
How's it feel to be a track climber?
Yeah, squeeze with your thumb. We made it to the top.
Amanda, take your time.
Yes.
Hey guys, my name is Amanda and welcome back to my channel. Last January I made a climbing resolutions video for 2020 and today I'll be following up on that. I'm going to check up on my goals. I'm also going to do a little review of the year and also let you in on a couple of goals that I'm thinking of setting for myself for 2021. So in 2020, I set myself 7 goals for the year. Goal number 1 was to climb 3 times a week, and this one turned out to be my favorite because yes, I did hit 3 times a week, but secondly, I was able to really uphold this and build it into a habit over the course of the year. This was any type of climbing as well. This was bouldering, ropes, it was indoor, outdoor, it was just any kind of form of climbing 3 times a week, just because I was at a V0, V1 level, and most of the advice that I've read is just to climb as much as you can when you're first starting out. So that's what I did. The best way that I found to keep myself accountable for this habit was to create my own climbing calendar. I would log any past or future sessions that I'd be doing. So I'd log it in orange, and then from a monthly or a weekly view, I'd be able to see how many times I've climbed that week and if I need to add a couple more or if I have hit my total and I would want to just squeeze in a couple of sessions on top. To add, not all the sessions were great. Some sessions really sucked and I wasn't able to do anything that I wanted to set for that session, and other sessions I would just surprise myself by getting a project or a climbing route that I never thought I would ever send. So I think it's just doing it regularly and consistently just helps you grow in the long term overall. Goal number 2 was to post a video a week, and obviously this one failed. However, it being 2020 with the pandemic and having to adjust to like life changes, lockdown, climbing and YouTube just took a backseat, and I'm totally okay to give myself a free pass for that. I'm definitely happy that I'm back in 2021 and I'm gonna try making weekly videos this year. Goal number 3 was to find new ways to create content, and I think to give a bit more context, I was looking at finding my own style and my own way of videography and really building upon that. And to be honest, I feel like this will be an ongoing process for me because I'm always looking at my process and seeing what I can improve on, and I'm also pretty new and in an experimental phase, especially for my YouTube channel. I revamped this channel in 2020 to make it a lot more climbing centric, but I think this year I want to mix it up with a couple of lifestyle and do a couple of videos that I'm interested and excited to try out and make, just so that I don't absolutely burn myself out with climbing and like turn it into something that I don't enjoy if I do too much of it. Goal number 4 was to climb a V4 boulder outdoors. I did say that if I got a V3 I'd be really happy, but if I got a V4 I'd be ecstatic. In the beginning of 2020 I was very ambitious. I was in a very like try hard, aggressive, going for this V4 boulder goal. I was working in this V2 that I was for sure going to get, and one of the sessions I actually fell off really badly. It was an accident and it really spooked me off bouldering outdoors, and I got really scared of falling on the bouldering mat, so I had to spend a couple of weeks just trusting the mat and practicing falling again. So that was not a great time. After lockdown and a long break, I ended up going back to Frontlines and doing a couple climbs there and just getting back into the rhythm of it. To this day, I've yet to send anything higher than a V1 outdoors, which is crazy because I feel like I've progressed so much. But other than that, I would really want to find a V3 that I'm comfortable in topping out and falling on, as well as maybe having a lot of pads and a lot of spotters that I feel safe again to really try hard. Goal number 5 was to lead climb a 19 and get my lead head in check, and I got my lead head in check. And I'm so happy with it. One thing that really helped me was just dedicating a day to lead climbing practice. So we went to this crowd called Dural. They have really short beginner grades that I think are meant for kid climbers, and I just spent the first half of the day just doing lead on grade 6, 8s, 10s, and being comfortable with clipping and climbing and trusting the whole lead climbing process. And gradually we worked up to like 14s, 16s, and now I am in a much better headspace than I was before. I do still get scared when I climb above the bolt, but that's fine. I've gotten a couple 18s now, which is really cool. I've gotten NFM at Bangor, and I've also gotten Dora the Explorer at Mount Alex, and really happy with those. There's a 19 at Alfred's Point that I'm working on. It is really hard. I just need to string together these sequences that I've built along the route and put it all together, and then I should be able to send it, but I haven't been back since I spent a whole day working on it. Goal number 6 was to climb a multi-pitch successfully, and I ticked this one early in 2020, so it is done. It is done successfully. I made a video all about it. We went to Mount Jib and we climbed some slab that day, and it was great and we had a blast. Other than that, I've also done 2 multi-pitches in 2020. I did 2 in the Walken Valley, which was trad. I led 1 pitch, which was type 2 fun. Really cool, but also really terrifying at the same time. I was on the verge of tears. And I also seconded up the trad multi-pitch we did in the Warrumbungles called Vertigo, and I made a video about that one as well. So I've done a couple of multi-pitches and they've actually been quite successful, which is good. But still, I think the commitment to abseiling down a multi-pitch and not having a clear exit after committing to it makes me nervous. But maybe this year my opinions might change. I don't know. We shall see. Maybe I will love multi-pitches by the end of the year. Last goal was to organize a gear cupboard, and this one was unsuccessful because we did move to a new place. So I'm still in the midst of getting everything settled, but we do have a space for our stuff. I've also been collecting a lot of gear cupboard inspiration, so I'm really excited to make a video on that this year. And we've also just gotten a lot more gear that I need to make room for and account for, so I'm really excited. It'll be coming soon, I promise. In terms of growth, I made a little table. 2021, I was bouldering V0 V1s. 2021, I am still bouldering V0 V1s technically, but I am projecting V3s, so hopefully I'll see some improvement in 2022. Top rope, I was doing 17s in 2020, and now in 2021 I have sent a 20 indoors and a 19 outdoors on top rope. Lead climbing, my highest grade in 2020 was a 15 versus 18 by the end of the year. However, I am very close and I'm projecting a 19. And then in trad, we've added another climbing style. In 2020 it was not applicable because I hadn't done it yet, and then in 2021 I have a 14 grade lead, which is something to work on. Trad is definitely a different type of climbing compared to lead and bouldering. I feel like it affects my mindset a lot more than it does my skill, so it's something that I need to focus on and I'm going to be working on in the background this year. For 2021, I'm honestly going to put a little bit less pressure on myself, as well as move a lot of these goals over to this year. So I'll definitely keep up the 3 times a week. I want to do the gear cupboard video, posting a video a week. In terms of grade levels I'm going for, I would like to get a V5 boulder, and perhaps 22 on lead if possible. Alright guys, thanks so much for making it to the end of the video. That was my 2020 climbing in review. Please let me know what your goals are for 2021 and how your 2020 went in terms of climbing in the comments below. Like this video or subscribe if you're keen for more content from me, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!